The need for a public safety presence on State Street runs the spectrum, from simple directions
Excuse me.
Yes.
There's a box of notebooks around here somewhere?
There's not.
to dealing with homeless issues
Do you know about the city's municipal code about sitting on the sidewalk?
to actual crime. But while sworn police officers are happy to help tourists with directions, it's not exactly the most efficient use of their time.
Obviously, it would be ideal to have police, down here 24/7 walking around. It's just not feasible for the requirements that we have throughout the city.
To increase the public safety presence downtown while at the same time freeing up sworn police officers so they can focus on crime, the city has come up with a colorful solution: specialized teams tasked with addressing the unique needs of Lower State Street.
It's been a response to community and business concerns, and we've experimented with it for a number of years and trying to find the right combination. And so it's trying to find a happy medium.
That happy medium comes in the form of 4 color-coded teams responding to specific areas of concern.
That place needs to be squirted off every day almost.
At one end of the spectrum are the red-shirted ambassadors.
We're customer service for State Street. We interact with transients, locals, tourists, students. There's a lot of foreign students down here, and then merchants. And really, I think of a lot of it is trying to keep things so that they're kind of tidy and functional for merchants, because there's just issues with different people sitting around and things. So we try to keep things cool and clean.
2 ambassadors patrol downtown between Sola and the Wharf from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 7 days a week. They communicate with downtown businesses on a continual basis and solve problems arising from nuisance behaviors in a friendly manner.
How you doing, boy? Look at you. It always works better to be friendly, especially with what we're doing, because we're not writing citations. So I find if you're trying to enforce something, it always works better to chat people up a little bit first, and then tell them why you're there, what you're trying to get them to comply with.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Another contingent of the downtown public safety team is the yellow-shirted community service liaisons.
They're downtown probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30 hours a week. They also are on Milpas Street as well. And they're some really amazing guys. It's Chuck and Luis, and their job is to really try to reduce calls for service in both of those areas by trying to find solutions to immediate problems. And so they deal with a lot of low-level issues and trying to fix those so that the police do not have to respond.
Morning, sir. How you doing? You know there's a smoking ordinance in town now?
Chuck Reed, a chaplain with the police department, didn't exactly choose the job of community service liaison. It's more like it chose him.
So I got assigned here to pastor a local church. And on my first Sunday pastoring that local church, to get the butterflies off, I had to take a little walk. And I walked by the Veracruz Park. 9 o'clock Sunday morning, I look over in the corner, I go to the park, and there's 2 guys shooting up. And my prayer was, Lord, show me a way to help. 5 years later, here I am. How you doing today?
Community service liaisons address nuisance behavior and help connect the homeless with social services. But to get the homeless to accept help isn't easy. It requires trust, so liaisons strive to get to know their constituents, one person, one face, one name at a time.
Frank, how you doing this morning, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Likewise.
Much love. How you doing, Mike? Love those dogs. Yes, by name and by face, not just the transients, not just the traveler kids, but the business owners.
I met him obviously working here during the day, okay, and we had a discussion about how much, with our problem of the homeless here, that we need a caring solution, and not realizing what he did at first, and then now I know exactly what he does. This guy's a hero.
New additions to the public safety presence downtown are the gray-shirted volunteers in policing, or VIPs.
That's a cross-section of retired folks and some currently employed people that want to give back to the community. They're helping us with the foot patrol downtown, which is kind of one of the most visible. They work in the lobby as like a greeter, helping people understand where they need to go. If we need somebody to help us with, like a computer program, several of them are very well-versed in computer things. So we're using them throughout the agency, but where they're most visible right now is downtown.
We help people, we connect with business people, we connect with the public, we try and give the face of law enforcement that is really true and authentic and help people and support people where we can. We're also keenly aware of their safety, so we do give warnings about skateboarders. Same with bikers who bike on the sidewalk. That again is a violation. And so there are a number of violations that we try and respectfully enforce.
Hi there. All we ask is that you don't sit on the sidewalk. There's a city ordinance against sitting on the sidewalk. So if you move up onto a regular seat, that's appreciated very much.
Being homeless is not a crime. However, mental health and substance abuse problems can often put the homeless into conflict with other downtown users and on a collision course with the criminal justice system. But while there are many services in Santa Barbara to treat these conditions, the chronically homeless are frequently service resistant. With this in mind, 5 years ago, SBPD began the Restorative Policing program.
If I can get you back into that room, do you want to get it back into that room?
And they are working with our most chronic folks to try to capture that window in time where that particular person who is, these people are typically service resistant, that particular person is interested in getting help. And so it's getting to know those people, developing a relationship with them, and when they do want that help, being able to efficiently put them into some type of service, whether it could be housing or a job market or trying to get sober.
How are you doing? How are you holding up?
I'm fine.
There needs to be a bridge so that we can use in law enforcement the agencies and the people that are meant to be helping these people with that set of problems, as opposed to solely grab them, isolate them from the other, and put them in incarceration and or the penal system, where they now have compounded issues, financial, criminal issues, that make it hard for them to get back on the horse, actually. How long has it been since you were homeless? That's like 10 years, right?
Restorative Police Officer Keld Hove has been helping people get back on the horse for years now. He knows the homeless community well and has become an expert at determining when someone is ready and willing to accept help. Someone like Robert.
I met Officer Hove for a while now, from the streets.
From the streets?
Yeah, they've been trying to help me out for a while to get, but I don't want to do it. But got to the point that I've been getting in trouble for, go to restorative court for drinking alcohol on the streets.
By steering receptive clients into restorative court, the officers keep the homeless out of the penal system, saving taxpayer dollars. The restorative team also helps clients navigate the sometimes complex web of services available in Santa Barbara.
Many people help this clientele, but if you're isolated in your own little camp and you're doing it from your point of view and your point of view only, you're not grasping the big picture and you're not understanding how to put all the tools to bear to really make a difference on that particular person, which is why people navigate in that system for 20 years with lots and lots of resources thrown at you, but not in a coordinated and productive way. And that's what we're trying to do.
With the support of the restorative police officers, Robert is 6 months sober and in line for permanent housing for he and his dog Pluto. He also has a new perspective.
These people are actually like the people that, I can go to and I can trust now. They can help me out with problems, with issues that I'm having. If it wasn't for them, I would probably be out on the streets right now, drinking alcohol right now.
But sometimes connecting those in need with services is only half the battle. The lack of simple things like transportation and communication can often mean the difference between getting help or not. What's been needed are continuous point of contact and help with logistics. And this is where AmeriCorps comes in.
So that could be helping them with social services, getting them connected to benefits they might qualify for, doing housing applications with them, helping them go get if they need medical attention or sign them up for Medi-Cal, helping them if they need to get to the appointments, doing that as well.
Hi, Lee.
Hey.
Carissa Ferriolo is one of 2 AmeriCorps volunteers working downtown. She's forged relationships with many homeless people and helped them with the challenges that come with living on the street.
So Donald sleeps out on the streets and someone stole his backpack with all his belongings, and for like an entire month he had nothing, and he was kind of just walking around. I got to know Donald. After we developed a relationship, he trusted me enough to, you know, give his information to me so that I could help him. We called up social services, we got him another card. We also filled out an application for his social security card, his birth certificate, and the social security card. You need the birth certificate and an ID card. So this morning, we set up an appointment at the DMV for 10 o'clock to go get another ID card.
AmeriCorps volunteers are able to collect information on the homeless to better serve them, as well as track the program's effectiveness.
Depending on how vulnerable they are, it kind of prioritizes them in terms of some services and getting them on wait lists for housing, kind of moving them up.
In spite of the services and help available, some in the homeless community, like Donald, reach a point where they just want to move on. Restorative officers, along with AmeriCorps, now team up to help clients get past the many hurdles that can prevent them from leaving, while at the same time ensuring they're going to a supportive place.
And that person maybe never intended to stay in State Street. They're from somewhere else, or they just got stuck here and they just financially can't get themselves up and able to move on. We can work on determining whether that person has someone on the receiving end.
We can have the funding potentially. We can help with the criminal aspects so that you can be free of those criminal aspects in exchange for you raising yourself up a level. And that's really what it is. I am not here to sustain people in a low level of function. I'm here to help them raise up into the next level and the next level and kind of break the barriers for the things that are in the way for them to go there.
The new, more visible combination of public safety teams downtown has improved customer service and increased responsiveness to maintenance and nuisance issues. The dedicated ambassadors, community service liaisons, volunteers in policing, restorative police officers, and AmeriCorps staff are on the street every day, making sure things are cool and clean while being firm but friendly.
We definitely see it, you know, on what we're committing as far as the raw numbers that we have downtown walking around. We're getting feedback from different community members that they feel like there's an increased presence, and so we're definitely feel like we're making some forward ground in that spot.
Some of the business owners will come out, they'll thank us for what we're doing. Hey, I've got an issue with this block or that block, can you come out here and watch it? Even the sweet little old lady who has got nothing to do, she'll say things like, you know, I feel much better that you're out here. I feel safer that you're out here.